Hey y'all, Anthony Allen here with Supply Chain Talent Advisors. So hey, let's get to it. So if you're interviewing for a job and there is one question that you need to ask, that's probably the most important question. And that question is an indicator for you to find out if that company and that job is a fit, and most likely if they have their act together and if they really know what they're looking for in a candidate. Because you know how many times do you go in, there's a job description, the actual interview has nothing to do with the job description. Even worse, you get the job and the duties are nothing like what the job description said they would be. And on top of that, it's almost feels like a bait and switch for you. So how do you get around that during an interview? So here is the question I would ask as you're going through the interview process. And keep in mind that you'll probably have to save this question for the end, because that's usually when they say, hey, any questions for us? And you always want to have questions for them. That is something that we can talk about in another video, but for the purpose of this one, here is the most important question that you should ask. And that is, after you have the opportunity to do the interview, you should ask the hiring manager or HR or whoever you're speaking with, what are 2 objectives of this position for the first year that if I achieve those objectives, you will deem me successful? And then on top of that, if you want to ask the second question, you can also ask, if I achieve those objectives, what is the upward mobility potential for me? Where do I go from here? And then you stop talking. So what if the 2 things will happen? They all look at each other because they really don't have any idea how to answer the question. They've probably never been asked that before. They also probably don't have any idea really of what true success in the position looks like. So red flags for you. Now, conversely, if they come back to you and say, hey, you're interviewing for a supply chain director, for example, and say they come back to you and they respond with, yes, 2 objectives. First one is, we want you to improve our MRP system. We're using SAP. Maybe figure out how to improve the processes for planning and procurement. Awesome. So there's an objective. And they may even come back with a second objective, saying something along the lines, we need you to improve warehouse inventory accuracy. Okay, cool. So you know what you need to be doing in that position in order to be successful. That is a good sign. And then hopefully they can answer the question of, if I achieve those objectives, what is my upward mobility potential? And then again, after you ask that question, stop talking, because hopefully they'll say, okay, you can move up to a director or a VP or take on multiple sites, whatever the case is. But again, the one question you definitely need to ask is, what are 1 or 2 objectives for this role? If I achieve them, you will consider me or any other candidate that achieves said objectives successful. That is an important question. That's going to answer so many things for you. That's going to paint a picture of, do they know what they're doing? Do they know what they expect? It's going to paint a picture of culture, of competency, of maybe even what your hiring manager, how they think, how well put together they are. So just a few nuggets for you. Wanted to share them as I'm out here on a walk with my dog Waylon on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Northeast Texas. If you like what you hear, do me a favor and subscribe. Trying to grow this channel. Definitely appreciate you all. And I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.